Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I want to take a moment to introduce you to who we are for those that may not be familiar. The NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, was founded in 1909, hence the colored people part in the name, by a courageous group of multiracial activists who united with the understanding that the fight for civil rights was our duty and a necessity. From battling Jim Crow laws to marching for voting rights to fighting injustices, the NAACP has always stood as a powerful force for change. We are the oldest and largest civil rights organization in the nation, built on the belief that every person, regardless of race, deserves equal protection under the law, access to opportunity, and the right to live with dignity. Today, that mission continues, and this afternoon we gather together not merely as concerned citizens, but as defenders and protectors of that same truth, equity, and justice that those who came before us fought for. We stand together at a pivotal moment in this nation's history, a time when the policies and rhetoric of the current administration are not just political, but they are deeply and truly personal. In every role that I embody as a woman, a Black immigrant woman, a wife of a Haitian immigrant man, a mother to a Black son currently navigating through higher education at an HBCU, a daughter of retired immigrant parents that rely and worked hard for Social Security benefits, a naturalized citizen, a registered voter, a Christian, a neighbor, a sister, a friend, and a human being, I carry a very real fear for the future. This administration's policies are not abstract theories. They are decisions that reach into our families, our schools, our communities, our freedoms, and ultimately our future. So let's be clear.
How are you?
Dismantling the Department of Education is not about efficiency, no. It's about erasing oversight and stripping away protections and gutting access to quality public education. The administration's attack on DEI programs is not about fairness. It's about silencing truth and whitewashing the complex history of this nation. Knowledge is power, and you don't know what you don't know. So if we don't know the history, and if we're not paying attention, we're doomed to repeat it. But hear me. In the words of the former Vice President Harris, we're not going back. When you try to penalize schools for teaching accurate history, when you try to rescind the rights from immigrants and marginalized communities, when you embolden white supremacists while criminalizing peaceful protesters, you are not leading. You are threatening the very soul of our democracy. And yes, these policies have local consequences. New York may have strong legal protections for DEI in our public schools, but if funding is eliminated, there are real concerns about how we maintain those programs. The threat to pull funding for special education and individualized education programs have a negative impact on our students with disabilities. We must be concerned about the possible increase in hatred and racist ideology in the schools and in our communities due to misinformation. We have to worry about the immigrant communities that are being targeted by ICE, whether they be documented or not. Our LGBTQ+ neighbors that are experiencing threats and fear of safety must concern us. Our families that are struggling to access resources for housing and health care. We need to be concerned about our friends, our neighbors, losing their jobs and their livelihoods. We are not immune. We are not untouched. We are not safe. The storm is national, but its winds are felt right here in our streets, in our schools, and in our homes. And allow me to borrow some street lingo for a moment. Don't get it twisted. Just because the winds haven't knocked at your door just yet doesn't mean the storm isn't real. The neighbor's trees may be falling while your yard is calm, but winds can shift in an instant. And as Dr. King reminded us, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Go, Goshen!
Right now, the NAACP is on the front lines filing lawsuits to block the dismantling of the Department of Education. Working with the Legal Defense Fund, we are challenging unconstitutional attacks on DEI efforts, pushing back against unscrupulous changes to voter registration requirements and procedures. We are educating our communities. We are empowering our youth. We are calling on our lawmakers to be accountable to the constituents in which they serve. And when they don't, we need to exercise our voices and our civic duty and vote them out. Right here in Orange County, we are building bridges with educators, housing and health advocates, and community leaders to ensure that equity is not just part of a popular trending phrase, but becomes reality. Right here and across our nation, we are committed to advocacy, empowerment, and action. Because justice is not a gift we are given, it is a right we must defend. So what do we do now? We're here. You came out in the rain. You showed up today. Now what? What do you do next? This can't be it. There must be more. Find an organization with whom you share values and get active. It doesn't have to be the NAACP. It could be your church or any one of the organizations that have spoken today. In this age of technology, we are real comfortable typing on our keyboards and commenting on social media. But real change will demand more than follow, like, comment, and subscribe. You're going to have to get up from in front of your screens and do something. This is not a moment to shrink. This is a moment to rise. We stand on the shoulders of giants that did not endure the unthinkable so that we could retreat at the first sign of resistance. We are the resistance. We need to reclaim our democracy. So we will organize, we will vote, we will educate, and we will show up. Because justice isn't something we wait for again, it is something that we work for. So let's be loud, let's be bold, let's be unapologetically committed to building future for every American. Not just the wealthy and the well-connected should thrive. There is strength in numbers, so let us recognize and celebrate our differences, our diverse perspectives, ideas, backgrounds are not weaknesses, they are powerful assets. When we stand united, our diversity becomes our greatest strength, allowing us to build stronger, wiser, and more resilient communities. Thank you.